Misrahi, hello. I'm very pleased to interview you today. You are the president of Apax Partner France. Could you give us a description of your group?
Sure. Apax Partners in France is a leading private equity company. We manage about 4 billion euros, which are invested through 3 teams. One team dedicated to what we call the mid-market, which manages funds of 1 to 1.5 billion euros. We have a second team dedicated to the small cap market, which manages funds of about 250 million. And we have a third team that invests in listed companies with the goal of applying private equity principles to the companies that we invest in. We have a team of about 60 people total, of which 42% are women. I would say first of all that our firm is in a fairly good position in that respect. For example, our investment team comprises about 28% women, and our investment committees comprise about 27% women. The goal of the charter is to reach 30% by 2030 and 25% by 2030 and 30% by 2035. So we are actually ahead of the game in that respect. Nevertheless, there is no doubt that progress can still be made. The picture there, I would say, is less positive. We have about 20 portfolio companies today in our firm. They employ about 60% women. But when it comes to, I would say, management instances like boards and management committees, the numbers come down significantly. We have only 10% ladies in our boards of directors and about 22% women in our management committees. This is far below the objective of the charter, which is to reach, I believe, 30% by 2030. I would say that the best way for us to change that situation is to include the objectives of this charter into the ESG plans that we systematically develop with the management of our companies. And it is a process which is based on consensus building, basically, with the management teams, and introducing criteria for diversity, equality, etc. Make a lot of sense. In that respect, I would say we have already started, obviously. Of our 20 companies, 23 agreements for gender equality have been signed in these companies and their subsidiaries. So the movement is already ongoing. Personally, I'm not in favor of quotas dictated by law. I prefer the approach that France Invest has followed and our profession has followed, which is to make people agree to an objective and then set action plans to meet that objective. Quotas have the advantage of accelerating the process, probably, but it is in a way a fake acceleration of the process because it is not based on conviction, but a regulatory obligation. I believe the process that France Invest has followed is much better, whereby firms like ours have committed to meet an objective, and we will do our best, obviously, to reach that objective. And I have no doubt that this is a better approach than a forced approach by law.
What advice could you give to the auditors that are listening to us?
I think the message I would like to leave behind is that obviously gender equality has been proven to be I would say, a determining factor in the performance of most companies, that our profession is aware of it and has decided somehow to, take the bull by the horn and to address these issues. So I would simply say that I wish other industries were taking a similar approach rather than to be forced by governments to impose quotas.
Well, I hope that your advice are being well listened. Thank you very much
Thank you.
for this